older than I am.
That's true. That's not a lie. But somebody is younger than us, and that's Chase Yamagata. Yeah. And he's got a lot of energy in him because he is young. Yeah. And let me tell you what, Chase, we got him on air. I was texting with him this morning. I said, and then I got smart about it. I said, I wanted a whole list of all the winners from yesterday. Yeah. And I'll let him tell you about the event. And I said, why don't I just get him on the air?
Yeah, and we can nap.
Yeah, we can snooze a little bit because we're old. Yeah. We're over a decade old.
Chase, you got to know, this sugar crash that he is on right now is unbelievable.
I feel all hopped up right now.
Well, I'm full. After the bake-off, I got invited by Orlando Amaro. He was one of the head judges to Plain and Level to have dinner, so you can't turn that down.
Oh, he didn't invite me.
Last night.
He knows better.
He didn't invite me.
He knows better.
You left. You should have stuck around.
No, him and I were talking and stuff.
Has he met you before?
Yeah, I met him.
That's why.
But anyway, so Chase, tell everybody what we did yesterday, man.
Yeah, yesterday was the second annual Baldwin County Bake-Off. It's just a fun community event that I put on through. It's mainly participants from our group. That Mike, I know you're one of the top contributors. Yeah, we started off as the Baldwin County Foodies, but I felt like that wasn't giving Mobile enough credit because there's a lot of great restaurants in Mobile, a lot of diverse restaurants. Stu, you know that.
Oh yeah.
So we changed the name to South Alabama Foodies towards the end of last year. So, yeah, this year was the second year of the Bake-Off. We had 9 different categories, about 50 different entries. Last year we had some complaints because some of the contestants wanted more professional judges. So we actually got 9 different local, mostly restaurants, some bakeries to get involved also, and they had head judges come over from their restaurants. Some very talented people who were the head judges. And they also donated prizes to the event too. So it was a lot of fun.
I had a blast. And,
where were you, Stu?
Working. Somebody's got to pay the bills around this joint.
So,
yeah, Chase, in this industry, Fridays and Saturdays are a little busy.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So before I got on the air, I heard you talking about a tailgate cook-off. That's actually something that we were thinking about doing at the VFW probably the week before Super Bowl weekend in January or February, whenever it falls. And we're going to do tailgate categories. That would be an upcoming event that we're thinking about doing with the VFW involved.
If it don't snow.
Even if it does snow.
Yeah.
Man, I barbecued for a Super Bowl party up in Nashville one time, and I was out in the garage while everybody else was warm inside in 6 inches of snow doing all the barbecue.
Yeah, so it's doable.
Yeah.
But going back to the Bake-Off yesterday, I was really thrilled to see the number of participants, the diversity of the different food items yesterday that people brought. But what blew me away, I love Shannon's strawberry cupcake. That thing was delicious, and we got some characters out here right now.
Bill, you have visitors.
But anyway, the homemade biscuit at the end, the biscuit with the homemade jelly on it. That just
didn't get to try that one.
Let me tell you what. After all that sweet and sugar we were eating all day long, and then to get into that biscuit, that was.
So that biscuit was actually the winner. It won the wild card category.
Well, it was not sweet, so you had the homemade strawberry preserve on it, but because it was totally different than anything else that was there, it won my heart. But I was really into that chocolate cake that I was, that wedge, looked like just pure chocolate bar, wedge of pure chocolate bar. That thing was so good it needed like a Cabernet or Old Vine Zinfandel with it. Really did.
Or a glass of whole milk.
Yeah, I'm not a milk guy, so really not.
I felt like the desserts this year were even better than last year. I felt like
I think
up.
so.
A lot of them were more balanced, not a lot of sweet dishes. I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it this year where they actually had The way we had it set up, so people, obviously this is radio, so we can't show pictures, but we had a stage up top where there's 5 judges sitting, and we had extra forks, which is perfect for me. So I'd go on stage and talk to the judges, see how it's going, and they tell me, you got to try this cake or this brownie. So I'd actually grab a fork that we had and try a piece, and everything was excellent. I don't think anything that was bad.
Mm-hmm. You know what I did not get to try was the cinnamon rolls.
Well, they didn't have any chili though.
I forgot to try.
So Annette Coates won the cinnamon rolls. She owns a company called Coated with Love.
Mm-hmm.
She mostly does cheesecakes. She doesn't even sell cinnamon rolls, and I think she's going to put that she's probably going to put that onto her website now, because everybody who tried it said it was amazing. I didn't get to try any cinnamon rolls also yesterday.
I hate that I didn't. I hate I didn't, because when I saw cinnamon rolls, I said I'm gonna try these, and I never did.
I heard cinnamon rolls and coleslaw. Is that what you said?
No coleslaw.
Oh, I was going to say, holy, what did I hear? Because I was thinking, wow, what a mix. I think chili and cinnamon rolls was odd, but never mind. Okay.
I'm gonna redeem myself
Go
with
back
that
in
one
the
day.
corner over here. Sorry.
I'm gonna redeem myself one day with that cinnamon roll and chili.
I think Steve's flashing back to a Cheech and Chong movie or something.
Maybe in the gummies.
It is a bake-off, so
Yeah.
It was one too many gummies.
But that's what it was. But I guess when you say a bake-off, so many people think of cakes and pies, but that's what blew me away about the biscuit, and it was different than anything else there, and it was delicious. It was.
I bet you could have won by simply taking bacon and cooking it in the oven and then just presenting bacon. Bacon, baked bacon.
Maybe in the biscuit.
Yeah. The bacon was still baked. That's why it's called bacon, Mike.
Mike, I wanted to thank you also. I think this is why Mike wanted me on, because Mike actually did a great job. He was one of our appointed judges. We had head judges, and we also had appointed judges who were either value. So Mike actually was on for 2 reasons. He was an appointed judge. First of all, he's one of the top members in our group. He's always contributing. He's posting every day. But also, Dave Paper is the company he works for. They supplied all of our plates, napkins, forks. So thank you, Mike, for all of that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're very welcome with that. Anytime.
You just walk up to.
See what happened last year, Steve, is we started running out of stuff. So I had to run to Wayne DC and get some more plates and stuff. And I said, and I looked at Chase last year. I go, I sell this stuff.
Yeah, so I called him early on. I took advantage of that. I said, hey,
yeah.
I know you mentioned it last year, so yeah, he came through.
I left everything else for
now they say you can't buy your way in as a judge. It sounded like you bought your way in. I'd have to see.
Hey, you don't think we can't buy our way as a judge? Have you looked at the Supreme Court in any state?
Wow, he had to go there, didn't he?
Yeah, any state. I'm not specifying anyone in particular, just every single state.
I hugged Carrie a couple times because she, loaning that place out like that, letting everybody use that place, that building, the VFW building, and they're wanting to do more events there all the time. She said, and
Carrie, Carrie Lambert is her last name.
Yeah,
she's a great person. They do. I know we got Thanksgiving coming up. They give out, I think they gave out about 300 free meals last year for Thanksgiving. So they were always doing great things there. And I think not a lot of people know that the VFW is there for some reason. They always get it confused with the American Legion. So whenever I'm doing events at the VFW, I have to specify that it's not the VFW that's down there on South Mobile Street in Terre Haute, on the bay.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot of things. And she has made that venue open for whatever I want to do, basically. She'll host events. We've also talked about doing it, which I think would be a lot of fun, a Thanksgiving side competition. We're not going to do any main dishes, but we're going to just focus on the dressing and the other, whatever you might do at Thanksgiving on those side dishes. Because everybody, whenever I post it in the group, people are always saying I make the best dressing or I make the best cornbread or whatever.
Oh, I want to be a judge for that.
Yeah, we can see who can really throw down.
I want to be a judge for that. I love cornbread dressing, but also,
Chase, let me ask you while we're on the subject. There's this big divide in this country. I think it's insane to not have mac and cheese at Thanksgiving, but there are people who think that it's not. I've never seen any family that didn't have mac and cheese at Thanksgiving. But supposedly there are people that don't. Where do you stand on that? What's Hawaii's stance on mac and cheese at Thanksgiving?
I'm trying to think back. I definitely had mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. I don't think mac and cheese is necessarily a Thanksgiving staple, but I'm always, if it's good, I want it on my plate, right? So I don't care. I don't care what you serve for me on Thanksgiving. If it's good, I'm going to eat it. And I've had some great, I like baked mac and cheeses. And yeah, I think mac and cheese is delicious. I don't see why not. Why not? I mean, so who's Mike's number one? Who doesn't want mac and cheese for Thanksgiving?
I'm just not a mac and cheese fan. Don't like
he doesn't like.
I grew up with it, and I eat it every night.
And it wasn't even good mac and cheese.
It was in a box,
yeah,
blue and yellow box.
But I see it every year on Twitter. There's this huge debate as to whether mac and cheese belongs at Thanksgiving dinner. Well, if you want to get down to the brass tacks, nothing on your table belongs at Thanksgiving dinner. You need some lobster, you need some oysters, you need some duck. You don't need a turkey, you don't need dressing.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any of that the first Thanksgiving.
Hey Chase, real quick, your buddy there that runs the restaurant there at the VFW. Let's give him a shout out because he's got some great food. The guy.
Oh yeah, Aloha Made Barbecue.
Yeah.
I forget how you pronounce his last name. He's from Hawaii, just like I am. Yeah, they're putting out great food and big plates. So you get a lot. You go there and get lunch, and you got dinner for that same night. And depending on how much you eat, you might have lunch the next day also. But they're doing it, and it's traditional, authentic Hawaiian style food.
Poi?
So you're getting no poi. So that's Hawaiian. I think so. I don't want to get into that whole topic, but there's local Hawaiian food, and there's traditional Hawaiian food, which poi would be.
Mm-hmm.
He's making more of that local style food where it's more of the blending of cultures. So we have Asian influence in there with the kalbi ribs, which is Korean barbecue, and macaroni salad, which is more Americanized, Right. But in Hawaii, there's two types of food. There's local food and there's Hawaiian food, which is the poi. And then the local food is more the blending of cultures.
Yeah.
Fusion.
Yeah. Well, Chase, thank you for coming on, and thanks for doing such a great job you did last 2 years with this event and all the other things you do for the foodies of this area. So, man, have a great day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.